Om Tat Sat. My humble prostrations to the all-pervading Brahman or God, to my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, to all the sages and saints, and to each of you, divine soul, watching today's satsang. Today we will be studying Sutra number 17 from the Kaivalya Pad of the Raja Yoga Sutras of Patanjali Maharaj. Commentaries by my worshipful Gurudev, Swami Jyotirmayananda ji, and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So let's get started. Sutra 17, Kaivalya Pad. It is Tata uparaga apekshitvat chittasya gyata ajnanatam. Again, Tata uparaga apekshitvat chittasya gyata ajnanatam. Meaning, the chitta depends upon being influenced by the object. Therefore, the object is either known or unknown. How? By the memory that we had covered in the previous sutra. So the chitta knows based upon our previous embodiments. If we have seen or experienced something that we know, the chitta can identify it. Whereas if it's totally new, it doesn't know it, it cognizes it, and there's a process of learning. So explanation: when the senses come into contact with an object, they bring perceptions of the object to the chitta, which then becomes modified into the form of the object. So the chitta assumes the form of the object because it has prior identification with it. And when that happens, it is called Vishayakar Vritti. Vishya meaning the vritti or the thought process becomes object oriented. The Purusha or the self reflecting in the chitta then causes the cognition of the object, and then we say, I know the object, or I know how that works. On the other hand, when the senses are not in contact with an object, the chitta cannot assume the form of the object, and therefore the object is unknown. Otherwise, this is how memory works so quickly. We can quickly learn and react to things, whereas if we are totally new to a new language or to a new skill, the chitta doesn't know it, and therefore it takes us time and effort to get there. So far, it has been shown that the chitta is different from the objects. The next sutra shows that the Purusha is distinct from the chitta, Purusha or consciousness or the Atma, the witness that is within us, inside of us, but going along with the ride of the world process. So the Purusha being eternal while the chitta is ever changing. So the Purusha is eternal, always constant, no change, whereas the chitta is the one that is always changing, different forms, different shapes and different bodies, and the cycle continues till the chitta is destroyed or totally effaced out. So this is Swami Nikhilananda. I hope you are enjoying these sutras, very deep sutras, and if you go through all the playlists that I have created and listen to the whole process, I guarantee you your meditation sessions and your knowledge of the self and consciousness will grow tremendously. And this is not my doing or my thing. I'm just basically narrating my Guru's wisdom of the Sanskrit shlokas that sage Patanjali had written and that our Guru so lovingly has narrated in simple English for all of us to understand. Otherwise, this used to be very deep and complex knowledge and was only given to very qualified students. So these days we are blessed that due to internet and technology we have all these things available. So all we need is dedication, hard work, and a sincere desire to learn. And God's blessing is still the same. Our bodies can adapt, adjust, and we can continue to accelerate and get liberated even in this very life. But you have to be a serious sadhaka. Like anything in life, we have to pay the price for it. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Om Tat Sat.